channel if you're new here. My name is Louise and this is my haul channel. So I do have another channel. I just like to get it all out here at the beginning. I do have another channel which is everything except the hauls. It will be linked down below. It's called Little Blue One Day at a Time. Have been posting on there a moment. I'm not going to give any excuses. It will come when it comes. I can't say any more than that. But this channel, you always get the haul 5 o'clock on Saturday, and then if I do buy anything else and I have another haul, I'll just put it in between. So I do have Fibro. I have an adult son who I shop for also. He pays his way, don't worry, some comments come up about that, but he pays his way. I just do the shopping. What else do you need to know? I talk a lot. If you don't like somebody that talks a lot, this is not the channel for you. But if you like somebody who just rambles on about rubbish, that is me. If you enjoy that type of thing, you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to subscribe down below. If you want to see more, you'll be notified. Click the notification bell, then you'll be notified of any other uploads I may give. You may be... So, £60 is our budget. It's my weekly shop. It's just like the top-up shop. So it'll be like... I will add this to other things I already have to make meals. This is not just what we survive on. I do have things that I buy and don't get used for weeks or whatever. So this is not everything. I did get everything off of my list, which is unusual. But I didn't put some of the things on. Why do I always remember as soon as the camera comes on? I didn't put everything on the list that was on the list last week. So vegetable oil, I did pass it and think, oh, that was on my list last week, and there still wasn't any. So it was a new list this week. So I spent £53.71 out of our £60 budget. I shopped in Asda alone this week, no other shops. The shop was fine. Yeah, not a lot to say today. That's unusual. So if you do add up the shop as you go along, you will get a different total to me. The reason for that is because I donate 3 items to the food bank every week. And I have to donate it in store, because if I don't, if I bring it back to show you, it'll end up sitting in the house for ages before I actually do remember to take it to the shop. So I just put it straight in the basket before I leave the store. This week was a packet of chicken noodles, a jar of strawberry jam, and a packet of tea bags. Haven't seen tea bags, like the cheap tea bags, in there for a long time, so I was quite excited about that. I thought they'd stop doing it. What else was I going to say? I think that's everything. Didn't get any deals on anything, so there's no savings made on that, but I think I did pretty well for my money this week. Didn't have particular meal plans in mind, which makes the shop harder for me. If I've got certain ideas, okay, I might have this or I might have that, because 9 times out of 10 don't end up having it, but it's nice just to have those ideas. I didn't have them, so once I got everything off my list, I was winging it. So, you know, I don't know what we're going to eat this week or how we're going to cook, but I do have all the ingredients to do everything I need, so that's fine. And I think that's everything, so let's get on with the haul. There's not a lot of fresh going on here. I do have frozen vegetables still, and I'm preferring frozen vegetables at the moment. Salads we're not eating that much. I didn't get cucumber. This was my thought process, was the lettuces were rubbish, so I didn't get any lettuce. Didn't get cucumber. If I haven't got lettuce, because that's what I would always have it with, I wouldn't have cucumber in like a sandwich or anything. Tomatoes I have with everything. I don't need to have anything else with it, so I didn't bother getting cucumber either. We're just not eating salads particularly, but I'm good with just some tomatoes and things instead, so that's where I went. Now the salad tomatoes is where I went because I was thinking sandwiches, and these are better for sandwiches, and these are 85p. I actually got a couple of bananas during the week. We have a food thingy at work, and didn't used to like them that much. You know, I could eat them, but nah, wouldn't really go for them. But I actually enjoyed them. Again, you know, my taste buds change all the time. Like, very regular now. As I was growing up, it was, you know, every couple of years, but now it's like every week it completely changes. So I picked up 5 of them. They do have the packets, £1.09, and this was pretty much the same amount. But if you get them individual and get them weighed, 82p. That's a decent saving. I would definitely do that. If they had everything that wasn't packaged, I would definitely just pick up individual parts and do it that way, but they don't, so we're working with what we got. Potatoes, just because we haven't got any. Baked potatoes, boiled potatoes, mashed potato. I haven't had mashed potato for a while. Might have mashed potatoes soon. £1.25, sorry, I get sidetracked. £1.25 for a 2.5 kilogram packet of those. And I got 4 pints of milk, which is pretty much the standard, and this is the semi-skimmed, and this is £1.45. I'm remembering these prices without the receipt at the moment. That won't carry on for long. £1.50 again for the eggs. Just been getting through them, so I just picked some more up. Don't really have a plan for them. This is really weird for me not to have a plan for the food I've got. I'm usually giving you ideas of what I'm going to use them for, but I don't have it, so we'll just go with that. Steak, Corey asked for steak, but he hasn't had steak for a little while. As you remember, if you've been here for a while, I used to get the steaks with the sauce in it. It was only £4.50 and it was a really decent size one, way bigger than this. I'm sure it was a 400 gram. This is £2.55. It was the best deal out of everything they had, and I think it was like £4.50. I knew I'd need my receipt soon. Where would it be? At the top. Steak, £4.75. I didn't get two because I actually went back for this. It was so expensive, I just thought, if I've got enough left on my shop, I'll go back. And then I could only bring myself to buy one. Just for one steak, that's such a lot of money. So I know in the long run I would have saved money, but I just couldn't do it in one go. I've just got this thing about money and it just couldn't do it. So yeah, £4.75 for that. If we got two, would have made £1.50 saving on it. And pork, loin steaks. Now, I don't know. Thinking possibly I like it. Like I said, my taste buds are up and down. I haven't been really into meat that much, but I don't know. I'm sorry, I just keep saying I don't know. I just bought them. Corey doesn't really normally go for this, but I think he will enjoy it if I just do it without telling him what he's having, type thing, you know. So this is 6 barbecue pork loin steaks. Now obviously the reason that I did pick them up was because they were reduced. It says they were £5.50 down to £3.30, and there's 6 in there, so I thought it was pretty decent, and the fact that it's already got flavouring on it. So yeah, I have absolutely no clue what type of meal to make with this. So if you have any good suggestions, something a little bit different maybe, I don't know. Really didn't think anything apart from there was a yellow ticket. It was way cheaper than a lot of meats, and that's pretty much as far as I think I went with it. You know, my brain's been bad. We are still in a really decent flare at the moment, and the brain just isn't cooperating at all. So bacon, I know I said that I'm really not into meat, like literally seconds ago, and I bought that bacon last week. So it turns out if I put bacon in the air fryer and cook it until it's like crunchy, oh, so nice. I actually enjoyed it. So I got 2 packets. Now I was going to get the large packet, and it's the one I got last week, I think it was 16 slices. 500, weird how I remember this, but I don't remember most numbers. 500 grams the other one was, and it was £3.30. These are 300 grams, and they are, don't remember this one though, £1.45, I think. Bacon. Yeah, £1.45. And when I looked at them, I think they're pretty decent slices. They're smoked, which is the one I would have got anyway. So that's a saving, what, £1.45, so that'd be £2.90. The other one's 3, so 40p. I mean, the way I'm going to cook them anyway, they were not recognisable as anything. So yeah, I just went with that, and hopefully I think it's just going to be the same thing. It's just the offcuts that didn't quite make the other packets, I think. But plus a saving, so bonus. Cheese again, like I said, I keep saying, this is the cheapest one that I can get, the best value in Asda, because I don't travel to other shops that much. I have my little 4-wheel trolley and I push it all along in that, so it's whatever I can get to. And this is £2.69. Where are we? I'm missing things. Okay, pot noodles, 75p now. Used to be 70p was the reduced price. I think they've upped the reduced price, so they're going to be 75 now. Just picked a sweet and sour up because that's the one I've eaten. We've still got all the other ones in there. I can't remember where I was. Had to turn it off. There was a phone call. It was just a scammer who didn't even want to talk to me. So how dare they interrupt us. 75p for that one. Yeah, I think I said all that. Nacho cheese. Corey asked for this. He's eaten all the last one. £1.50 for this. Is pretty decent price, and it actually tastes really, really good. If you haven't tried this one, it's a really nice one. I got the peeled plum tomatoes. As you remember, I think it was last week, wasn't it, that I got the chopped ones. But I like the peeled plum ones if ever I have a fry up. Not particular plans for it, but I just want it to be there in case I get a hankering, and that's what we have that night. I don't need to go out and get it. 55p for that one. You can get a cheaper version, like a cheaper tomatoes, but they're very watery. This has got a really nice thick sauce to it. That's why I pay a little bit more. And I found the chili con carne, £1.20. I'm sure at last time I bought it was like 50 or 60p. It's been that long since I bought a chilli, but it's really, really nice, and it sits in the cupboard for a long, long time. I don't really go to it that often, so I don't, you know, I don't like paying the extra, but I will. A 19p packet of spaghetti loops. I'm always raving about the spaghetti loops, are lovely. I used to get the slightly more expensive one, and then you couldn't get them for the longest time, so I tried the cheaper one and actually prefer it, and it's a big saving as well, so that's just a bonus. Tuna chunks in brine. Again, this is another one I always rave about. This one is, you would think I was really popular, wouldn't you? 65p for, no, it went down, didn't it? Hang on, it was 65p, it went down. Tuna, where are we? 59p it went down to. I've been buying this one for years, and I've only once ever had one bone, never had any scales, and it's decent chunks in it. Actually really, really enjoy this. Highly recommend it if you haven't tried it. I've managed to find the barbecue sauce, and it was literally just that one, and it wasn't even where it should have been. It was along the shelf a bit, so I grabbed it really quick. And this is £1.10, I believe. But I clearly don't believe my own brain at the moment, so I keep having to check. No, I was wrong. £1.20. That's just the one Corey likes. It's not a hot, spicy one. It's just a nice, sweet barbecue sauce. Pickles, because I ran out. Pickled gherkins, absolutely love them. Been slicing them up for sandwiches or pretty much anything. Gherkin, yeah, pickle things just go with anything, don't they? £1.70. It's quite expensive now. Yeah, but I'm the only one who really eats them, so it's not so bad. Picked up a tomato puree. Now I always have tomato puree in the fridge just for random things. I did make like this. It was a slice of toast with tomato puree. So it was like, it's supposed to be like a pizza bit of toast. Did tomato puree, but then I put a scrambled egg on top of it, and then the cheese and pepperoni on top. Very nice. If you've not tried it, I would recommend that. This is 65p. I also have it for my tuna bake powders, which we're getting close to being to the end of. They lasted well, didn't they? Pepperoni, again, we've just been adding it to random things, and this in the air fryer goes crispy. Oh, so nice. £1.10 for that. Actually pretty good price at the moment. Right, I put the phone on silent. It's getting on my nerves now. It's all just work related rubbish. Nothing, I'm not at work now, none of my business. Yeah, £1.10 for this. Very good price. I'm sure it was more expensive than that before. Now, Corey wanted yogurts. First of all, we started with the yogurts we had before. If you remember, the Muller ones with the little, what is it? Yogurt, and then, I can't think what you call it. It's like fruit on top, but it's compote or something. I don't know. Whatever. Again, brain's not working. And then he started going on about petit flus. He remembers them as a kid. And I was telling him about how small they are. And he thought they were bigger. But like I explained, it was because he was small. I'm not going to buy petit fleu when these are just as good. They're just 12 fruit flavoured fromage frais. Now the petit fleu, I did look. It was, the 6-pack was, oh God, now I can't remember. I looked specifically as well. Anyway, some silly price, doesn't really matter. 90p for this, and there's 12 of them. And you get strawberry, apricot and raspberry. And I think I might try one, you know. I'm sure these are nice and creamy too, aren't they? Quite excited I actually picked those up. I got some self-raising flour. I did make waffles last weekend, breakfast waffles. And it made me think, you know, I'm not doing very well on the other channel, and I'd like to start baking a little bit. I need to get a gadget for it, but maybe it'll encourage me to start coming online on my other channel a little bit. Possibly. Who knows, because it's going to start raining a lot more. Won't be able to get out. So, yeah, so I picked that up, and it was 75p. I got a loaf of bread. As you remember, I tell you, you know, if you are new here, I actually shopped yesterday because of Fibro, especially with the flare going on. Even this is a struggle at the moment, but I am managing to get it done Friday, which is better than last week. So I actually had breakfast this morning. So, yeah, I cracked into it, but just went with a basic loaf of bread. Again, I've not been into bread as much, but I did fancy some bread again. And I just stood there for too long and I got irritated with myself. So we just went with a basic loaf of bread, 75p, and it's decent. You know, it tastes nice, it's fine. And I, again, nearly forgot something else. 65p, these are the cherry cokes. Corey's already cracked into it because he loves his fizzy. And these are actually very, very good. 65p. You never used to be able to get like this. Is, I guess you would say it was like a knockoff of the Pepsi cherry, but actually we both prefer this one because I find the Pepsi is a little bit too fizzy, like they overcarbonate it a lot of the time. I got a lasagna. I haven't bought Corey a lasagna for a long time, and we have been getting down in the freezer. I'm going to have to do an actual freezer shop up, I would think, in the next few weeks, because we're starting to use some of the reserves up a little bit, because we wasn't really eating from the freezer so much. But you know, every week it changes in this house. I don't know if people generally just eat the same things all the time, or they have the same way of eating, but in this house it doesn't work like that. It all depends on moods and work schedules and laziness, you know, as to what's going on at the time. So yeah, needed a few more bits for the freezer, so I just picked up him a ready meal, lasagna ready meal for when I'm not going to cook anything. I did want to get him, well, he actually asked for those bird's eye fillet thingies I got the other week for $2.68 because it was a really good price and he really enjoyed them, but they didn't have that size packet, and the other size packet was a 2-pack. But when I worked out, if you remember the little ticket that tells you the price that's on the shelf bit, if you look at it underneath, it'll have a smaller print and it will say per 100 grams or per kilogram. If you compare them, you can figure out which is actually better value for money. This worked better value than the bird's eye one this week. He used to have these quite a while ago, so I know he likes these, and these are chicken breast fillets, and they really are good fillet ones as well, and he loves southern fried anyway. And these were £3 for that packet, and there's 4 in them. They're actually pretty decent sized ones as well. I got Kit Kats, found them for £1.50. I do prefer the 2-fingered ones, because if I've got 4-fingered one in front of me, I'm going to eat it. If I've got the 2-fingered, I'm probably going to have 2, but not as often. Does that make sense? I'm sometimes more likely just to have the one. But this way, you know, it is what it is. The 2-finger Kit Kats were still $2.75, and I'm paying $2.75 for the same amount. I'll just eat more. Oh God, that sounds terrible. The pizza, I was going to get Corey the stuffed crust that I used to get a little while ago for $2.45. They only had the cheesy one, so I went back to this one because I know he likes these ones anyway. And yeah, he quite enjoyed the fact that I bought him one with pineapple because I don't get it so often. So I just picked another one up, £1.50 for that. And I found these new. Sounds quite exciting. I'm very much a Mexican-y type tastes. You know, I like salsas, and I like tortilla chips and wraps and burritos, and I like all that type of thing. So I quite like the sound of this, and Corey quite likes them as well. £2 for this. It's a mold salsa and tortillas. So let's read exactly what it is. Okay, succulent and flavoursome chicken inspired by world cuisine. This Mexican style recipe pairs a crunch. Oh, hang on, I didn't think it was going to say it. This Mexican style recipe pairs a crunchy tortilla crumb with a rich filling of mulled salsa. Doesn't really tell it there. Filled chicken formed from marinated chopped chicken breast with spiced tomato filling, coated in breadcrumbs and tortilla chips, lightly fried. Yeah, just thought it'd be something a little bit different to go in the freezer. I got another packet of toilet roll. I have 5 packets now. That's going to be my sort of base. When I get to 5, I will buy another one. This will last us a couple of weeks. It usually lasts us about 2 weeks, but I just have to have that backup now because of the whole COVID thing and not having any toilet roll then. Because of the way I shopped, I'm making sure now that I do have a stock of toilet rolls. So every couple of weeks I'll just pick another one up, and this is £2.39, and it does the job in this house. It's fine. We're not one of them have to have like triple sheets and aloe vera or anything like that in our toilet roll. This one does us good. Where are we? Okay, got some more tortilla chips. Corey has eaten them this week with some dips randomly, so have I, and we've really enjoyed the cool ones. I would get the Doritos cheesies, but full price at the moment, so I'm not doing it. 90p for these are really good though, and I quite like these. These are very salty tortilla chips, 51p. Corey won't eat these as well because they're just, you know, I guess he might if he was desperate for a dippy chip, but unlikely to touch these. So they will just sit until I want them, and I really enjoy those. I had to get the crisps again. They still don't have the 24 pack in the flavours that we like, so I just got 2 packets of them. I'm okay with it because I like these ones. Corey's not so much of a fan. These are 85p for 6, and there's a ready salted salt and vinegar and cheese and onion in it, and I've got 2 packets this week. Finally managed to get myself some softener. I've needed it for a while, and I just stand in there sniffing them all and don't like any of them, so I tried to go in with a different mind perspective or something. I don't know, I did something differently and I tossed a coin and I ended up coming out with this. So I don't know if it's actually going to be any good or not, but I just got fed up with the fact that I don't have softener. I really want to have softener, so we just went with it, and it was £1.90 I think. When would I have bought that? Laundry. Yeah, £1.90. I actually got that one right. And I went with the Marine Mist. They do have 2 other smells in this one. One was, I think, orchid, and one was berries. I tried to, I don't know. Have you ever seen, like, when you smell softener, they all have that softener smell, and then they have a scent. And I find it hard to get the scent and not the softener, the overwhelming softener bit. Does that even make sense to any of you? Or am I just really, really weird? And I just picked up some chips. I was looking again at the little price thing that was telling you weights and stuff. These were the same price, like kilogram or 100 grams, whatever, as the thin chips that I usually get Corey, so I just got him something different for a change. So I've got the crinkle cut 1.5 kilogram. The thin ones are 1.5 kilogram as well, and they are both £2.45 now. Do you remember when I used to be able to get chips for £1? £2.45, but that was the price for both of them. I just fancy getting something a little bit different for him. So I hope some of the prices has helped some of you out, even if it was just like it was interesting. I know a lot of people in other countries like the prices. I love that, absolutely love that. Comparing prices to other countries is so much fun. What was I going to say? I had something to say. My mind's gone blank. Oh yeah, so sorry I didn't have any meal ideas this week. It is what it is. I'm just, God, it's going to be hard work figuring out what I'm going to have every day. And oh, I did want to mention, so the pizza I got, was it last week or the week before? I think it was last week. I got the, the cancer, it was the pizza, but it was pink, like they'd made a pink part of it because of the cancer research, so some money goes to charity. So they were the Chicago pizzas, and they were cheese with cranberry. Now what I did not pay attention to was the base was cranberry, so it was the dough had cranberries crushed up and it was pink. Not a fan. Me and Corey couldn't even, like, I mean the pizzas are like this big, and we tried a piece each and neither one of us finished it. It had to be binned. Most of the time, you know, things are still edible, even if they're not great, they're edible. It wasn't, just wasn't. I wish I'd read it properly. And they actually do have 2 new flavours out, I've noticed. Oh, I'm not going to remember. I think one was a tea-can, and the other one I have no idea because I didn't read it. And then I thought, oh, but I need to read it properly because of the base and that. I just couldn't be bothered. And, you know, I'm not going to lie, I just couldn't be bothered. So maybe next week, if I'm in a better mood or, you know, I've got more patience or whatever, I'll read it properly and we'll have another new flavour to try. But that's just our opinion. It was very, very cranberry. You couldn't really taste much cheese because the cheese, I can't remember what one it was, clearly wasn't a strong enough contender for the cranberry, and then the base was just too much. I don't know, you might like it, but me and Corey, not fans whatsoever. So just thought I'd let you know, because, you know, you need people's opinions to decide whether you want to go with something or not. You may like it. If you're a cranberry fan, like massive cranberry fan, you will like it, I'm sure. I like cranberries, don't get me wrong, but not a fan. And I'm going to shut up now because I don't know how many times I've just said that word. I'm going to say again, cranberries. But it's starting to irritate myself now, so I'm going to stop. So, Saturday in England, I think it's going to be raining because we're getting to that time of year now. The sun is out. I'm happy I get to see it, but it is raining and it's raining a lot, so I'm sure it's going to rain all weekend. So, you know, even if you can just sit, get some sun on your face. I'm a huge fan of getting some natural vitamin D. It just cheers you up a little bit as well. So I'm going to go now. I'm out of words. I am sending out good vibes as I always do. I hope you're catching them, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.